After they are done with Diddy, Jay-Z is up next to be exposed, right?
10 years.
Mr. Diddy, aka Mr. Love, now Dr.
No,
Love.
Sean Carter.
Jay.
The rumor mill is buzzing, and the latest whispers about Diddy and Jay-Z have sent shockwaves through the industry. Allegations of betrayal and secret backdoor deals with federal authorities are now dominating headlines. Could it be true that Diddy, once seen as Jay-Z's trusted ally in the rap game, has turned his back on him to save himself? If these claims hold any weight, this isn't just a falling out between two music icons. It's a potential implosion of an empire forged on power, loyalty, and the unwritten rules of the industry. The stakes couldn't be higher. Freedom for one, and the looming threat of incarceration for the other. Join us as we uncover the layers of this explosive drama and reveal what's really happening behind the scenes.
Well, Combs is separated from the general population, right? He's was with Sam Bankman-Fried at least, and the irony there is that's someone who was granted bail, tried to tamper with witnesses, so the judge revoked his bail. So that just goes to show how these federal judges feel about witness tampering before trial.
Diddy, currently entangled in a storm of legal battles, is at the center of a shocking rumor that could rock the music world to its core. Whispers are circulating that he has struck a secret deal with the FBI, one that could send shockwaves across the industry. The speculation began following Diddy's arrest on multiple serious charges, which have already left him behind bars awaiting trial. Insiders claim that federal prosecutors presented him with a life-changing proposition: cooperate by pointing fingers at others in exchange for leniency in his own case. And at the top of their target list, none other than Jay-Z. The rap mogul's name has recently surfaced in connection with serious allegations tied to an incident from over 2 decades ago. Is Diddy's rumored decision a desperate move for self-preservation? And what could this mean for Jay-Z's legacy? Let's unravel the truth behind these explosive claims.
I still say allegedly, has done things and allegedly participated in a lot of things that the public would not be happy to know.
What makes this unfolding drama even more sensational are claims that Diddy not only implicated Jay-Z as an accomplice, but also cast himself as both a witness and a victim in this explosive narrative. Imagine this: a man who has long built his image as untouchable in the public eye allegedly flipping the script to secure his own freedom. Sources close to the investigation suggest that Diddy's willingness to cooperate wasn't just a last-ditch effort, it was a calculated move. One that might soon result in his release on bail. If true, the tables are about to turn, with Diddy walking free while Jay-Z could be left to face the full weight of the law. To understand how we got here, let's rewind to the original lawsuit that set this chain of events in motion. The allegations against Jay-Z, recently amended to include him as a defendant, trace back to the year 2000. According to court documents, the alleged incident occurred at an afterparty following the MTV Video Music Awards. The plaintiff, referred to only as Jane Doe, claims she was coerced into attending the party, a night that would reportedly take a dark turn. The chilling allegations include a chauffeured ride to a lavish mansion, signing a document she believed to be a confidentiality agreement, and the disturbing events that allegedly transpired behind closed doors. As the shocking details continue to surface, the question remains: is Diddy's cooperation the ultimate betrayal, or a desperate bid to save himself? And what does this mean for Jay-Z and the legacy of these two music giants?
And we do have some breaking news that we want to bring to you. It was being reported by TMZ and now Fox News. We are learning that Jay-Z is accused of a 13-year-old girl. That is new in the Diddy lawsuit.
Initially, Diddy stood alone as the sole defendant in the lawsuit. But everything changed when Jane Doe's legal team refiled the case with newly uncovered information, bringing Jay-Z's name into the fold. This unexpected twist sent shockwaves through the music world. Insiders reveal that as the legal pressure mounted and the walls began to close in on Diddy, he saw an opportunity to rewrite the narrative and divert the blame away from himself. Rumors began swirling that Diddy's legal team approached federal prosecutors with an offer, information that could implicate others in exchange for a reduced sentence. But the claims don't stop there. Allegedly, Diddy didn't just name Jay-Z as a co-conspirator. He also positioned himself as someone who was manipulated or coerced into the situation. In a calculated move, he reportedly painted himself as both an informant and a victim, shifting the spotlight in a way no one could have anticipated. As these revelations unfold, the question remains, is this Diddy's ultimate survival strategy, or a betrayal that could change the course of hip-hop history forever?
If that's part of the indictment, that's somewhat like a blackmail. He was blackmailing people to be in the freak-offs. So that's federal. That could be that's a federal charge. He can't blackmail people to say, yo, listen here, you did it once and you're gonna do it again. That ain't gonna make it with the government or nobody.
The rumored deal between Diddy and federal authorities has ignited a firestorm of outrage and speculation. For years, Diddy and Jay-Z have been seen as two sides of the same coin, rap moguls who rose from humble beginnings to become global icons. Their friendship, while marked by moments of rivalry, has always been a cornerstone of their public personas. But if these allegations are true, Diddy's actions could represent the ultimate betrayal, not just of a friend, but of the unspoken code that underpins the music industry. It's one thing to face allegations in a court of law. It's another entirely to cooperate with federal authorities in a way that could bring down someone else, especially someone as prominent as Jay-Z. What makes these developments even more shocking is their timing. Diddy has been waging a relentless battle to secure his release from custody, with multiple bail requests denied in recent months. Prosecutors have argued that his immense resources and international connections make him a flight risk. However, if the whispers are to be believed, his alleged cooperation with the FBI might have been the key to unlocking his cell door. Insiders claim that Diddy's legal team has been quietly negotiating a deal, trading critical information for his potential release. While no official confirmation has surfaced, the very possibility of such a deal has sent shockwaves through the music industry. Is Diddy's alleged collaboration a calculated move for survival, or has he crossed a line that can never be undone? The implications of these rumors are seismic, and the story is far from over.
Wait a minute. Say that again. Say that again. Back up. You're saying that there's tapes and they're being shopped?
Yes, there have been people already shopping.
We've heard about the tapes, but
yes.
The shopping thing is
yes, there already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood. But one particular person contacted me to shop a particular video they were in possession of.
Jay-Z has not taken these allegations lightly. In public statements, he has vehemently denied the claims against him, calling them nothing more than a blatant blackmail attempt. Taking matters into his own hands, Jay-Z has filed a legal motion to either dismiss the case outright or compel the plaintiff to reveal her identity. In a letter addressed to the presiding judge, Jay-Z's attorneys argued that he has a fundamental right to know who is accusing him of such grave crimes. They emphasized that the allegations have caused significant damage to his reputation, career, and personal life. "I mourn yet another loss of innocence," Jay-Z said in a heartfelt statement, referring to the toll the case has taken on his family. He went on to address the accusations directly. "Only your network of conspiracy theorists and fake psychics could believe the claims you've levied against me. Were it not for the seriousness of harm to children, these allegations would be laughable." As Jay-Z fights to clear his name, the case continues to cast a long shadow over his life and career. But the question remains, will his defense and counteractions be enough to overcome the storm of accusations? Or will the weight of public scrutiny tip the scales?
This morning, rap mogul Jay-Z is denying allegations he sexually assaulted a 13-year-old girl alongside rapper Sean Diddy Combs. That civil lawsuit filed against Combs in October was amended Sunday to include Jay-Z. The accuser, identified only as Jane Doe, says she was sexually assaulted by both men at a video.
Despite Jay-Z's public denials, the weight of the accusations has ignited fierce speculation about his next move. Some believe he may soon face criminal charges, especially if Diddy's alleged cooperation with the FBI turns out to be as damning as the rumors suggest. Others argue that Jay-Z's formidable legal team will find a way to discredit the allegations and clear his name. Regardless of how this unfolds, the stakes couldn't be higher for the man who famously declared himself not a businessman, but a business man. If convicted, Jay-Z could lose not only his freedom, but also his status as one of the most influential figures in modern music. What makes this story even more captivating is the audacity of Diddy's alleged betrayal. For years, the two men have been seen as the gatekeepers of the rap industry, a duo whose combined influence shaped the sound, style, and culture of an entire generation. To witness that partnership unravel in such a public and destructive way is nothing short of shocking. Yet some insiders argue it was only a matter of time. According to one source, Diddy has always been a master manipulator, someone who knows how to play the game to his advantage.
So yesterday, Monday, Diddy celebrated his 55th birthday, but this year was a lot different. It was no Diddy parties. It was none of that. None of that stuff. Well, happily so, I guess, right now. But anyway, so this is his first birthday behind bars.
The rumors surrounding Diddy's alleged cooperation with the FBI have also sparked larger questions about the music industry as a whole. If he's willing to name names and implicate others to save himself, what does that mean for the culture of loyalty and secrecy that has long defined the hip-hop world? Some see this as a necessary reckoning, a chance to shine a light on the darker side of an industry that has often thrived in secrecy. Others view it as a dangerous precedent, one that could unleash a wave of accusations and counter-accusations, threatening to bring down some of the biggest names in the business. As this story continues to unfold, one thing is certain: the relationship between Diddy and Jay-Z will never be the same. What once began as a partnership built on mutual respect and shared ambition has now devolved into a high-stakes game of survival, with both men fighting to protect their legacies. For Diddy, the alleged deal with the FBI represents a lifeline, a chance to escape the legal quagmire that has ensnared him. For Jay-Z, however, it could prove to be a catastrophic blow, one that threatens to unravel his meticulously crafted image and legacy.
In the meantime, let's go back to New York City. Want to get some updates on the case that is unfolding there regarding Sean.
And yet, the question remains: how much of this is truth, and how much is merely speculation driven by the media frenzy surrounding the case? While the details of Diddy's alleged cooperation have yet to be confirmed, the mere existence of these rumors speaks volumes about the high stakes and shifting alliances at play. As more information surfaces, the world will be watching to see who emerges victorious and who is left to pick up the pieces. This brings us to the core of the matter. How did two of hip-hop's most powerful figures go from collaborators to potential adversaries in a legal battle that could define their legacies? To answer that, we must examine the history of their relationship, the shared triumphs, the tensions, and the moments that brought them to this point. Because while today's drama may seem unprecedented, it begs the question: were the seeds of betrayal sown long before these allegations ever surfaced? And that's where our story continues.
I'm not surprised with the decision. I'm surprised that Judge Subramanian entertained it. He held a 2-hour hearing, which we were covering live, and he issued a 5-page written order. Most other judges, including the 2 previous judges, to consider this issue, summarily denied the bail motion. I think a lot of it stems from Judge Subramanian being a newer judge. This is a Biden appointee.
The story of Diddy and Jay-Z isn't merely about two music titans caught up in a legal scandal. It's the unraveling of a bond once thought unbreakable. To understand how things spiraled to this point, we must go back to their early days, long before they became global icons. In those formative years, both men were battling their way to the top of the industry. They were ambitious, driven, and fueled by a shared love for music, hustling out of their respective neighborhoods. This journey was marked by triumphs, rivalries, and now, potentially devastating consequences. Diddy and Jay-Z's friendship wasn't just built on their shared success, it was forged through survival. Diddy, born Sean Combs, grew up in Mount Vernon, New York. After the loss of his father at a young age, his early life was defined by relentless ambition, throwing parties at Howard University and eventually landing a spot at Uptown Records, where he played a crucial role in shaping the careers of artists like Mary J. Blige and Jodeci. Jay-Z, born Sean Carter, grew up in the Marcy Projects of Brooklyn, a place he immortalized in his lyrics. His rise, though slower, was no less remarkable. He built a reputation as one of the most talented lyricists in the game, eventually launching his own label, Rockefeller Records, alongside Damon Dash and Kareem Burke. Their paths, though different, were intertwined by a shared determination to rise above their circumstances. But now, the cracks in that foundation are impossible to ignore.
So that, they probably didn't see these notes, and they never will.
But if you're Diddy, don't you, want your notes back?
Yeah.
If you've spent so many hours, gathering, evidence for your side or, strategy or whatever, for me, I'd be like, oh no, please don't destroy, please return.
By the mid-1990s, both men were dominating the industry in their own distinct ways. Diddy was building Bad Boy Records into a powerhouse, with artists like the Notorious B.I.G., Faith Evans, and 112, while Jay-Z was laying the foundation for a legacy that would eventually establish him as one of the most influential figures in music. Their paths often crossed, and while there was always a sense of competition between them, there was also mutual respect. They weren't just peers, they were pioneers reshaping the sound and culture of hip-hop for a new generation. But even in those early years, cracks in their relationship began to show for those paying attention. Diddy's larger-than-life personality and relentless pursuit of the spotlight often clashed with Jay-Z's more reserved, calculated approach. Diddy thrived on visibility, whether it was partying with celebrities or making cameo appearances in his artists' music videos. Jay-Z, on the other hand, let his music and business acumen speak for itself. This difference in style created an undercurrent of tension between the two, with some insiders suggesting that Diddy viewed Jay-Z as a threat to his dominance.
If they did in fact occur, their argument is more than likely going to be that this activity was consensual, that this person was a willing participant, and not only that, but that these individuals assumed the risk of being present at those parties, of engaging and voluntarily engaging in this conduct and being in those spaces, consuming drugs, consuming alcohol, and things of that nature.
The competition between them wasn't just about music, it was a battle for influence and power. Both men wanted to be seen as the gatekeepers of hip-hop, the ones who set the trends and dictated the culture. For a time, they managed to coexist in a delicate balance, collaborating on tracks, attending each other's events, and even praising one another in interviews. But beneath the surface, their rivalry simmered. One industry insider described their relationship as a Cold War, with each man quietly striving to outdo the other while maintaining the facade of friendship. This competitive tension reached its peak in the late 1990s and early 2000s, a period when both men were at the pinnacle of their success. Diddy rode high on the wave of Bad Boy Records, which had become a cultural phenomenon thanks to artists like the Notorious B.I.G. Jay-Z, meanwhile, was establishing himself as an unstoppable force, releasing a string of critically acclaimed albums and expanding his Rockefeller empire. The turning point came in 2001 when Jay-Z dropped his iconic album, The Blueprint. The record not only solidified Jay-Z's status as one of the greatest rappers of all time, but also marked a shift in the balance of power. For the first time, it seemed like Jay-Z was outpacing Diddy in terms of influence and cultural relevance. This shift didn't sit well with Diddy, who had always prided himself on being the face of hip-hop. While Jay-Z built his empire quietly and methodically, Diddy's flashy persona and penchant for drama were starting to wear thin. Insiders claim that Diddy began feeling threatened by Jay-Z's rise, seeing it as a challenge to his own legacy. The tension between them only intensified in the years that followed, fueled by a series of incidents that left their friendship hanging by a thread. One of the most notable moments came in 2005 when Diddy and Jay-Z co-hosted a charity event to raise money for Hurricane Katrina relief. While the event was a success, those close to the situation say it was marked by behind-the-scenes power struggles, with both men vying for control and the spotlight. By the late 2000s, their relationship had become more of a business arrangement than a genuine friendship. They still collaborated occasionally and spoke highly of each other in public, but the camaraderie that once defined their partnership was gone. Diddy, ever the showman, continued to play up their connection, referring to Jay-Z as his brother in interviews. However, insiders suggest that Jay-Z had grown wary of Diddy, seeing him more as a rival than an ally.
Live, a judge has denied bail for Sean Diddy Combs. Of course, this was the hip-hop mogul's latest bid for freedom as he remains in federal jail for his racketeering and sex trafficking.
As their careers evolved, so did the nature of their rivalry. Diddy leaned into his role as a media mogul and lifestyle brand builder, launching ventures like Ciroc and Revolt TV, while Jay-Z focused on building his empire through strategic investments and partnerships. From his acquisition of Tidal to his involvement in sports management through Roc Nation Sports, Jay-Z positioned himself as a businessman first and a rapper second. This shift only widened the gap between them, with some suggesting that Jay-Z's success posed a direct challenge to Diddy's status as hip-hop's ultimate mogul. Despite their differences, the two men managed to maintain a fragile truce, at least on the surface. They attended each other's events, posed for photos, and even shared the stage on occasion. But those close to them say the tension was always there, bubbling beneath the surface. They were like two boxers in a ring, one insider said, touching gloves before the fight, but always waiting for the first punch. That first punch came in the form of the recent allegations that have shaken their worlds. While the specifics of Diddy's alleged deal with the FBI remain unclear, the implications are undeniable. If the rumors are true, Diddy has effectively turned on Jay-Z, providing information that could lead to his former friend's downfall. For Jay-Z, who has always prided himself on loyalty and integrity, this betrayal cuts deep. One source close to Jay-Z said, they weren't best friends, but there was a level of respect. To see that trust broken? It's devastating.
I agree, and the risk of flight was always going to be a tough argument for the government because obviously Combs voluntarily came to New York. He surrendered his passports through his lawyer. He could have fled after the March raids of his Miami and Los Angeles homes, but he didn't. He has access to 2 private jets. I think it was a tougher argument. I know the government made the argument, but clearly the best argument was the dangerousness and the witness.
The fallout from this alleged betrayal has sent shockwaves through the industry, leaving many to question the true nature of Diddy and Jay-Z's relationship. Were they ever really friends? Or was their partnership always rooted in mutual benefit? And if Diddy was willing to throw Jay-Z under the bus to save himself, who else might he be willing to implicate? These questions hang heavy over both men as they navigate the fallout from the scandal. For Diddy, the alleged deal with the FBI represents a chance at redemption, or at least survival. Facing mounting legal troubles and the possibility of a lengthy sentence, he's reportedly doing whatever it takes to secure his freedom. But in doing so, he's risking not only his reputation, but also the very relationships that have defined his career.
You know, it's still pretty early in the proceedings. I think it's only been about a month or a month and a half since he's been arraigned and held in detention. And so the investigations are always going to be a continuous and ongoing process. I'm sure at this point there's been an exchange of discovery. And not only that, but I think there's been a gag order placed on the attorneys with information that they can and cannot share. But
for Jay-Z, the stakes are equally high. While he has vehemently denied the allegations against him, mere association with such a scandal could have lasting consequences. His carefully curated image, built over decades of hard work and strategic decisions, is now under threat. With Diddy allegedly cooperating with authorities, Jay-Z may find himself fighting a battle he never saw coming. As the dust settles on this latest chapter in their storied relationship, one thing is clear. The friendship that once defined Diddy and Jay-Z's partnership is now a thing of the past. What remains is a toxic mix of rivalry, betrayal, and self-interest, with both men vying to protect their legacies at all costs. And while the outcome of this saga is still uncertain, one thing is for sure: hip-hop will never be the same.
So, what do you think?
Could Diddy's alleged deal with the FBI mark the beginning of the end for Jay-Z's reign in the music industry? How will this betrayal impact the future of their once unbreakable bond? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your take on this explosive situation. Until next time, stay tuned and stay curious.